Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're hopefully getting back in the saddle, so just stick with us and watch the fun begin. Let's get started. Okay, so starting out, I decided I wanted to lunge him first because I wanted to see if there was really any problems with that front left foot. So he does have that back left hip where he tore those two muscles. So his back left leg will look a little funky at all times. It's never not going to look funky. So you have to look at it with that in mind. And part of me is like questioning a lot whether or not it has had an effect on his front left foot. We do some trotting one way and then we do some trotting the other way. I don't see like a huge difference or like a huge like, oh my gosh, he is definitely lame. And I don't know if it's too that I've been like desensitized to his back left leg. So this is why I'm saying all this is because here we're working on it and he's just kind of trotting, not too big of a deal. And two, another thing is like I watch him all the time out in the pasture and when he comes down to eat and he is running down the field. Sometimes he's like jumping up and kicking, he's doing all kinds of crazy crap. Like right now we have a horse with an abscess and he is obviously tender on his front, funny enough, front left foot. And just comparing him to Dash, it's like, okay, well Dash is like not even like that. Like I don't understand. And then when we go up to put him out, he's like, okay, I'm gonna trot up to the gate a lot of times unless he's really tired. So you know, a lot of times they're gonna try to be lazy and not put a lot of pressure on, and it's very obvious. But the thing we've been struggling with, we've been trying to see if it's something maybe related to his foot care, and that's why we've had the farrier out, and he's done a great job, and he's built his heel back up, which has been a big deal. But at the same time, I'm like trying to figure out if I really need to go and do a full lameness check on this foot. So you can see I'm just letting him walk down. This is before we're getting ready to get up and ride. I didn't put all of our lunging in here just because I'm like, okay, you're going to see me do the same thing going in circles over and over again. So this is just parts of it. We did this just really to just go ahead and warm up before I even got on. Yeah, so I mean, like, you've got to take the whole thing with the back left leg, and I think it's really confusing to watch because sometimes it can affect how it looks that he's walking on that front left foot at the same time. So I'm like, okay, we're not going to do anything too crazy. One thing that I've been very impressed with him recently, ever since the vet came and cleaned out his ears, is he's been a lot less sensitive to me messing with his ears, and I'm sure that has to do with just them being done, but I've been very impressed. And you know, he's already been getting better, but he's just especially been better this time. So now we're like, let's get on. It was hot as Hades, so I was like, we are not about to be out here for 2 hours or any crazy amount of time. We were probably out there a total of maybe 30 minutes in total. That includes everything. So I just walk him around. I'm like, okay, really the big thing I want to do is I just want to go through the barrels one more time. But before we go through the barrels, let's just go ahead and do a little bit more warm-up around these circles. I like to do this big circle. You can tell that the arena has not been properly cared for in a while. We've had a lot of rain and stuff like that, so it's been hard to do. Now you can see there is a little bit more, I feel like, and you can even see like me looking at him. I'm like, okay, am I crazy? Because he already has a weird trot because of that back left leg. So it's like a whole thing of like trying to figure it out. So we trot both ways and walk both ways. Again, I'm not showing you every single moment because I'm like, okay, you're just going to see me running in circles for however long. Not running, but you know what I mean. And, you know, it's just weird to me because it's like, okay, Like, feels normal, and then I just am like not sure if I'm psyching myself out or over analyzing everything. I just feel like I do that sometimes. And I saw this little comic that was like, oh, every horse owner ever, I think it's the front right foot, I think it's the back left foot, and then the horse is like, has this thought bubble saying, I'm not lame at all, I'm actually perfectly fine. And so, you know, it's kind of like there's this whole balance of trying to figure it out and make sure it's not something I'm doing. So I tried cantering him. He did really well cantering, I mean, and it was on the left lead. It looks kind of funky, again, because of that back left leg. He kind of swings out a lot. But we did get to canter some, and I haven't done this in a long time, so some of my riding's a bit rusty, just because we've been trying to make sure that he wasn't having a horrible problem on that front left foot. It's been a whole ordeal. Then I decided, okay, let's just walk the barrels first. And we walked the barrels first a few times. I'm just going to show you this one time just because I'm like, okay, it pretty much all looks the same. But we went through, and he seemed fine. A little bit, I feel like he was a little bit tender almost at first. And it almost, if you look at this video, it almost looks like it's his front right foot. But his front right foot hasn't been the problem. Because when we had the vet out, she was like, his front left leg, or his front left heel is a bit tender. Not bad, but just a little bit. Just a little bit of reaction. So even if he is, I mean, and then too, even after the vet came and we started doing his feet, he started walking better. So he was improving even more so than he did. So like I said, you know, this is like a whole deal of discovery between us. And to top off the whole fact that you've got that weird back left leg, I was trying to fix his hair was messing with his ears, and he was like shaking it. He was like, gosh, get off me. Anyway, so then we did a third barrel. Okay, Dash. And he's such a good boy. Like, we can walk through the barrels, we can even trot through the barrels, canter through the barrels, and he's not gonna like be a total psychopath afterwards. Like, he does his thing and then he's just calm. He's such a good boy. We're also both out of shape, so don't mind that. So then I thought, let's just trot once. Trotting is not that big of a deal. We'll just trot through. And sometimes he likes to get his energy out with this. It makes him really excited. And you can tell there's just a little bit. I feel like there's just a little bit of soreness. Not even, it's like, that's what I feel like. But again, you know, this is me trying to figure it out and not to overanalyze. And we're going, and then he's like, okay, we're going to go fast. And I was like, okay, slow down just a bit. I was like, giving him a little, but I didn't want him to go crazy. And then I was going to let him run home, and, okay, you would not believe, don't pay attention to that because it looked awful. His back left leg, because of how it does, he is very hoppy in the back. So whenever he starts to stop, you know, whenever he's going to stop after a run or something like that, it's like everything in the back like jumps up really high. And Lord knows, sometimes it's better than others. Sometimes he can stop really well, but sometimes it's so hoppy in the back, I'm just bouncing out of the seat. And I haven't done this in a while, so y'all bear with me. It looks awful. This is just me showing y'all what it's like to come back after a really long time of not riding in this arena and doing this kind of stuff and just trying to get back into work. So once we were done, I was like, okay, it's hot out here. I tried to ride, as y'all could see, I kind of cut across that half of the arena. I tried to ride on that half of the arena because there's a lot of shade and it was hot as Hades out there. And then the sweet boy, I had to give him a sweet hug because he's so sweet. He is so sweet. Like, he can be a grumpy, like, stubborn man, but he is just very sweet. I just love him to death. I am very happy that he's a part of my gang. And then because it was so hot, I was like, okay, forget brushing. I'm going to hose you down. And he was pretty sweaty. Not as sweaty as I was expecting, though. Not as sweaty as me, or as sweaty as I felt, anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hose you down. No big deal. He gets a little sensitive when he gets kind of close to his face. But honestly, compared to how he used to be, and this is just a whole thing of me working with him and just him learning to trust me, is normally that right there would have sent him into like a sit back and pull on the halter kind of thing. Oh, right there, yep. So sometimes when you get horses in the butt, that was totally on accident. They'll like cringe and like tuck their butt in. It's kind of funny because it's cold. I really honestly was trying to get like over his butt and I accidentally went right across. He loves to be cool. I mean, he doesn't like love the water, but he definitely appreciates it afterwards. You can see him licking his lips. He's like, ah, thank you. Feels so much better now. Feels so much better now. So we're getting all that excess water off. And at this point, I had kind of gone ahead and decided, I was like, okay, I think we're going to just kind of chill it on the whole riding thing. Let's get you able to trailer onto my trailer, and then we're going to go to the vet for a full test, for a full lameness test. Because they can only do it at the vet, so it's not like they can come out and do it. Then I'm scratching. He likes that little spot right there. It feels so good. He says, oh, it feels so good, and then he twitches his little lip. Anyways, guys, that was it for today. I just wanted to show you us getting back into it. Dash was like, okay, I'm ready to go out here and roll in the dirt. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!